Will the other person realize his or her mistake? Here, the perspective is that over time, over their own self reflection, they would have come to a conclusion that how wrong they were. And it doesn't even come across very nice when we say things like that, at least in our mind, because then the argument would be, how do you know they were wrong? Because they're wrong only in your eyes, from your vantage point, from your perspective. They might be right from their point of view as well, but that's not the point here, because you can put yourself in the other person's shoes. Won't other people feel the same way about us when we are wrong in their eyes? We're all wrong at some point or the other. We know that. And we come to realization when we come to realization, oftentimes either very late or by that time, the damage has been done and the opportunity lost. So, this whole game is about self awareness, self reflection. When someone gives me certain feedback, when someone gives me their point of view, when someone gives me their perspective, there are three options. The first one, what they're telling about me, is it true? If it is, thank you very much. I have learned a great deal, or something new, or something more about myself. There could be a validation of something existent that you know about yourself, or something entirely new. This is where the buffer of ego comes into play. And you have to manage your ego. You have to manage you being right. Because here, it is not about right or wrong. It is about gaining a new perspective. It is about how can I improve myself? What is it for me to learn through this situation? Or what is that person trying to show me about myself that either I did not know or I knew about it and I haven't done anything about it? So, from this perspective, it is a matter of gratitude. Oh, great. Thank you for telling me. So, when someone tells me something about me that is true, how to not get your ego involved in the situation is when you look at it, when you're wedded to your own self improvement, your own self realization, your own self awareness, your constant integrated awareness. And you're so ready right now to move forward instead of hiding behind it or hiding it behind you. Okay, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to transform myself. Perspective number two, someone tells me something about me, which is blatantly untrue. This is diagonally opposite situation, and we may continue to go into zoomies and let these sentences going round and round and spiced up in our minds, and we lose our health. So instead, why should I get my ego riled up in the situation? This situation is completely untrue about it. And I ignore it and I not react. Now, the question is, it's easier to do that when you're dealing with strangers. It's harder to do that when you have a relationship, work or personal. That's the hardest one. But somehow, when you're able to ignore that comment, ignore in the sense like, yeah, I looked inside me. Now it doesn't match. The person is like, I don't know what you're talking about. It is untrue. Not react, not further engage. You're not making that person further upset. You're not making them feel guilty, whatever, by adding too much. No, that's not the case. And then there's a third perspective. When they are mistaken, they are partly mistaken, they lack information, they don't know the whole truth. And I may know something that could be added to the whole truth. Communicate with that person, talk with that person to inform them of the missing link or to provide a more correct perspective because they have it a little bit wrong. We all have it a little bit wrong every now and then because what we gather is not by just our own experience and observation. We hear things from other people as well. And unfortunately, when we hear things, we believe it is true. Or that when we hear a perspective from another person, we think it is true because that person told me. Did I see it with my own eyes? Did I experience it myself? And even then, it could be a partial truth because you don't know why the person reacted a certain way. Did I have a first-hand opportunity to speak with that person in a calm fashion when the person was fully collected and really find out what the pain point is or was, so that I am not basing my decision based on someone's reaction, negative reaction, or overreaction, or they're just triggered, versus no, they were calm and it's factual. It's truth based. The person has to come to their own realization based on their ego, personality, self awareness, and their commitment to self realization.